That's not important. He's going to Buffalo. Are you going to Buffalo?
Buffalo.
I'm going. Are you going?
I'm going to go through a table. Yeah, I think I'm going.
You're going to go?
I haven't made up 100% sure yet. It's only a 3-hour drive. I can figure it out noon tomorrow if I'm going or not.
Plus, there's Duff's Chicken Wings.
No, I've never. Is that the place to go?
Yes. You've never been there?
Oh, I'm just an Anchor Bar guy. It's like going to Permanis. You go to Buffalo, you go to Anchor Bar.
All right. Well, that's true, too. The Joey Porter situation has intensified. I think that's a fair word for it. What happens now?
Somebody's getting nervous, huh? I mean, all of a sudden it was quiet forever, and now there's a lot of information out there about what's going on now. It just seems to me that the agent's trying to push this forward a little bit right now. I mean, as long as he's pretty much assured he wants to be that number one guy, I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. He's going to have to come back, and they're going to have to meet in the middle a little bit. If he wants to be, Christian Gonzalez or anybody else, money-wise, it's just not going to happen. So I think they'll eventually get to it. I am, even though nobody associated is confident this is going to happen, I still think there's a good shot that this happens, maybe in a week or a week and a half from now.
I do too.
They have to come to their senses a little bit. Both sides.
I don't believe, though, that I forget who was it, Rappaport, who said that there have been no offers.
That makes sense.
I don't believe that.
It makes sense.
They must know.
They've
They've talked numbers, right? You have to know where they are in order to have this to continue.
You say, hey, let's open these conferences. Well, Joey wants to be the highest paid guy. Well, we don't want that. If you're sitting on that, we're not even going to make an offer because we're not going to be anywhere close to it. You remember Rodgers?
Yeah, but why
they never made Rodgers a formal offer.
Why would that agent even do that? Because then you're going to know that they're going to start at an area that you don't want, and then you're going to be in the same standstill that you would have otherwise been if you waited for them to make an offer. Yeah. I would have liked to have heard what they're. If I'm him, that agent, I'd say, okay, make me an offer. What's he worth to you?
One's really high and one's probably really low. Doesn't that all negotiations start?
And somehow when it gets close to the 11th hour, things happen.
I mean, it doesn't benefit Porter whatsoever to sit out, in my opinion. Honestly, I mean,
likelihood of a trade is what?
No, I mean, I was told absolutely no chance unless they are absolutely blown away.
What would constitute?
Blown away would be a definite one, and probably I was told 2 ones, but I don't believe that would even be possible. A 1 and probably a second-day pick, a 2 or a 3. Then maybe we can start to talk. And I don't think anybody would do that, then give the guy $150 million, would they? I don't think anything.
People do crazy things in the NFL. Bob suggested the other day, with merit, I think, the idea that the Steelers might believe that Asante Samuel could approximate Joey Porter's production if healthy. Did I say that right?
All I was doing was comparing his situation with, I wasn't suggesting anything. What I said was, it's funny how an injury can take you away from what could have been with
But you suggested the Steelers might think that.
If they look at it, they could think that. Sure, I don't
That's all I thought.
think that would be flawed thinking on the Steelers' part.
I happen to agree, but what I'm saying is he's making $4 million for 1 year, and his numbers early in his career were better than Porter's. And if he had been not injured, he probably would be looking at the same kind of payday like all of these guys have.
Yeah, there's still a lot of I don't think either Jamel Dean or a potential Samuel or potential Everett has anything to do with this at all. I just think that they have a market value, and one wants it way high, and one doesn't want it really high. I mean, if Porter plays this year, he gets $4 million, right? The final year of his contract. You franchise tag him, which is very much almost, I wouldn't say guarantee, but high likelihood that would happen next year. That's around 25-ish right now. So if you're looking 2 for $30, that's 2 years he's getting paid $15 million per season, when he could have just signed a deal for 26, 27. Do you ever catch up to that money is what I'm getting at.
Does he have the cojones to sit out games?
I don't think he does not come across as a man that would do that. However, if he listens to potentially his agent, his father, maybe, I mean, even James Harrison went on his podcast and said, hey, I wouldn't show up or whatever he said.
He said that?
Something to that effect. You need to be paid. I wouldn't be showing up. Won't be practicing until you pay me type of situation.
How much influence does Papa Peasy have? A lot?
I would assume. Would you just making the assumption, wouldn't you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I think there's no question he's talking about him. So that's a different kind of situation. Where do you think it ends number-wise? If you believe, like I do, he'll sign, what do you think that contract will look like?
28 something.
How much guaranteed?
That's the big thing. I mean, you would have to think with what's his name in Seattle? What's his name?
Witherspoon.
In Seattle got 100 or something.
101 guaranteed out of 130.
Watt was 104, 105, but he already had those monster years. I would say in the 60s maybe, which is a significant number.
Guaranteed
money.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is a significant.
Yes.
That would be above almost any corner.
Maybe that's where the hang-up is. That's what I kept saying last week. I'm like, we don't know the particulars of here. Maybe Joey wanted to be the highest paid guy. Then it comes out that maybe that is true. Maybe it's just a hang-up on the guaranteed money. Maybe it's the length of the years. We don't know it, but we make assumptions off of like we do know it, which gets us into trouble.
Mark Kaboly, brought to you by Keystone Custom Apparel, the region's premier spirit wear and sports uniform provider. Fan Twitter, brought to you by South Hills Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Route 19, Peters Township. And the text line, brought to you by Edgar Snyder and Associates, personal injury law firm. But they always say there's never a fee unless we get money for you. McCarthy hasn't addressed the quarterback rotation. Bob is curious if Rodgers might play. What do you think the rotation is tomorrow, and does Aaron get a series?
I don't think he does. I mean, he's made it kind of crystal clear that he's going to be focusing on the young guys, and I don't know why he would try to deviate from that or at least fool us by throwing Rodgers in there. So I would think that you're going Aller/Howard. Now, which way they go, that could be debated. I would go Aller. I wouldn't even throw this as a meaningless step in the process because, okay, it's a third preseason game. Not hardly, no starters are playing, right? But you would know more than me. There's probably going to be a lot of people at that stadium, knowing it's a brand new stadium.
And
right?
the Bills that came out are playing some defensive starters.
Plus, you're going to have 60, 70,000 people there because it's a brand new stadium. So that's a nice little side note to this of if you were trying to see how a guy reacts to that situation. I would probably go with Howard, but they might go with Aller. I don't know.
Don't you want to see Aller in that situation?
I think we already know Aller's making the team. I think you have to make the decision of if Howard is going to be that guy you can potentially get onto the practice squad, or you can keep him as the third guy. If you need Aller in a pinch, say week 10. So that's the way I look at it. I can make an argument for both ways. I would probably go with Aller, but I have a feeling he might go with Howard.
I would go with Aller too to start. Yeah. Give him a different look.
Plus, you're probably going to get the offensive line starting for the majority.
I think they have to get it figured out a little bit.
Maybe Frazier.
What about
Ihanicher?
Is Ihanicher going to play?
Once again, everything's a big secret now for a third preseason game, right?
Is McCarthy more secretive than Tomlin?
It's trending in that direction.
That
right
would
now.
be hard to do, but he's apparently getting there. Yeah,
it's trending there. I mean, normally he would tell you some stuff. I mean, first of all, do you think that Tomlin would ever say it's been an impasse with Joey Porter's contract? So in some regards, no. In some regards, yeah, he's holding it tight to the vest a little bit. He's not going to throw any of his players under the bus. That's why he made it sound like it was both Roman Wilson and Will Howard's fault the other day.
Well, I think they both contributed to that. It was not a good throw, but could Roman Wilson? Is he a guy on the bubble? No. Okay. How about Weegan? I hear a lot of people talking about Weegan, and I don't know if you want to get up on a punt return guy who has that much talent.
No. First of all, I mean they view him as a potential long-term wide receiver option as a 3 or a 4. So I don't think so. I think with that in the 4th round pick, I think that he pretty much makes it. I mean, he has to be on that fictitious bubble, but I think he makes it.